Welcome everyone to the second part of the Q&A session. You guys have appreciated the first part where we had some interesting discussion, and the interest will be carried over to this video as well. Let's begin with Gopal, who wants to know different ways of cleaning a carburetor and if it can be cleaned without opening. Well, you will find a few videos on the channel where I have done all of this. There is a detailed video on how to remove, open and clean the carburetor thoroughly. On the other hand, I have experimented with the fuel system cleaner from Liqui-Moly on an actual problem that I was facing on my RTR 200. Additives like fuel system cleaner are an easy way where you can get your carb and FI system cleaned without opening the system. You can find the complete video for both these methods from the link in the description. Hank wants an update on this sprocket. For those who don't know, this is with reference to my past experiment on changing sprocket teeth to modify the final drive ratio. I actually have plans for that, but as said in the last video, my present priority is to get the RTR back, which is parked away from me since the lockdown. Marching ahead, we have a few questions on tires, where Akshay wants to know the best tire for his scooter, Senthil wants to know the same for his Dominar, and Omkar wants to know about upsizing, or we would say change in tire size. Just like the scooter engine oil video, there is a video planned for scooter tires, and the Dominar is still waiting for its new shoes. The MRF stores have said even though the tire is 3 years old, they might give some discount on the new tires under goodwill warranty. But it's been over a month and they said they are running slow due to the lockdown. Similarly, I didn't find fresh stock of Michelin, and the Apollo Alphas were out of stock for this tire size. Surprisingly, Seat has got Zoom X1 in fresh stock for Dominar's size, so all in all, it's a confusion. I am personally open to experiment with different tire brands, but not with different tire size, especially when it comes to two-wheelers. This is not just about efficiency or change in weight, but it can change the way your motorcycle behaves. Depending upon my use, I can change to a different compound or a thread pattern, but this is one of the few places where I feel secure sticking to what the manufacturer recommends. Coming to manufacturer's recommendation, Nikhil wants to know the effect of using a 10W40 grade engine oil in an engine which is recommended to run on a 10W30 grade engine oil. Plus he wants to know about the warranty terms with the change in engine oil. Around 8 months back, I did a lab test video on the same where I used a 10W40 grade fully synthetic engine oil in my RTR 200 and the results were good. Having said that, the same cannot be said about a 10W50 grade engine oil, as the change in SAE grade number from 10W30 to 10W40 to 10W50 are not linear in terms of kinematic viscosity. Now coming to warranty, most of the authorized service won't allow you to use any other engine oil apart from the one from the company. I have said this in the past where companies say this is done because they have tested the engine with that particular engine oil, so they are confident with it. We cannot deny this point, but practically it does not make sense as there are better performing engine oils available in the market. Next we have AK, who wants some maintenance video for Royal Enfield. Well, I had the Classic 350 for a couple of months and you will find some service videos for that on the channel. Plus a lot of regular maintenance stuff shown on this channel is applicable to most of the motorcycles. This brings me to the conclusion of this video and I'm really excited for the upcoming stuff. So that's it for this video and I hope you guys have liked it.